Hi, welcome to Complete Pilates. We are myth busting. Why you shouldn't imprint your spine. That's something you hear quite commonly in a Pilates class, isn't it? You've probably heard your instructor say, imprint your spine before you do a certain exercise. So why am I saying we shouldn't be doing it? I want to teach you why perhaps you shouldn't and what you should be doing instead. So what does it mean? Imprinting our spine means flattening our lower back. So perhaps you're lying on your back and you're doing an exercise where you're lifting your legs, and you're going to flatten your lower back so there's little or no gap between your back and the floor. And the idea is that you keep it fixed there whilst you're doing the exercise. And it's there as an advice and as a cue to help you protect your lower back and make sure that you're not doing any harm when you're doing the exercise. So the underlying reasoning is good. We want to look after our back whilst we're trying to get stronger. However, this might not be the best way to do it. So why do we do it? What's the anatomy behind it? The natural anatomy of our spine is that we have curves. So we have a kind of in curve at our neck, an out curve through our thoracic spine, in curve through our lumbar spine, back out to our tailbone. And our spine is built like that to effectively transfer load down through it and be in its strongest position to cope with movement and the loading that we do every day. So it makes sense that if we're trying to get strong, we want to get strong in the position where those curves are intact and our spine is in its strongest and safest position. And this is what you'll often hear called our neutral spine. The other thing about being in our neutral spine is that it allows our muscles to work more effectively. When we're flattening the curve, we end up actually usually overly bracing through our outer abdominals. So that's our kind of six-pack muscles. Those muscles are great and we need them for forward flexing, for bending our spine and giving us strength through that movement. But they're not the muscles that come around the spine and work with your sides and your back to give you support and stability through your spine and your pelvis. So we don't want those ones to be the only ones that are bracing as we flatten our lower back and imprint our spine. The other thing that can happen when you imprint your spine is that you can tend to overwork the front of your hips and the muscles around the back of your hips and your bottom, when actually they shouldn't be doing the work and the effort that we need. We want to be getting into those deeper abdominals and using all the layers of our abdominals to give us strength through our whole trunk when we're doing those exercises lying on our back in a Pilates class. So if you're finding that actually you can only do those leg lifts or those exercises when you do imprint your spine and you brace your spine, then the answer might not be to continue doing it, but actually to lower the load. Make the exercise a little bit easier. Perhaps modify it. Perhaps use a bent knee if you're doing a leg lift so that you can actually maintain the natural curves of your spine, use those deeper muscles and gradually build yourself up to getting stronger so that you can keep the natural curves of your spine when you're doing the higher load exercises. The other brilliant way to do this is to work in the Pilates studio on the equipment. On the reformer and the trap table, we can use the equipment to assist you as well as resist you. So we can get you working effectively with your spine in its strongest position to target the right muscles that you want to be getting stronger with your Pilates classes. So what can you do now? I'd like to challenge you to give it a go. Find out where your neutral spine is. Tilt your pelvis forwards and backwards when you're lying on the floor. You probably do this in Pilates class anyway. And find that position where you've got a little bit of space under your lower back, but it's not completely squashed down onto the mat. Then you've got that natural curve of your lumbar spine. Can you do your exercises and maintain that curve? If you can't, then try modifying them so that you can and see if you can build back up to those higher level exercises. It's going to be much safer for you, your back is going to be better protected, and you're going to be much stronger in the long term. It's going to relate much better to how we use our bodies and our spines in everyday life. We don't want to be going around all day having to imprint and flatten our back to be able to do anything. It's not going to be a good idea and it's not the best thing for our backs. If you're not sure about this, the best thing to do is to have a one-to-one session with a clinical Pilates instructor or a physio Pilates instructor who can look at your body and where your neutral spine is. For some people, they're going to have more of a curve, less of a curve. Their muscles are going to work slightly differently. It is an individual thing. So you can work with someone one-to-one to really look at what level you should be exercising at to give you the best benefit from your Pilates classes and your Pilates exercises at home. If you want to speak to one of our instructors, you can contact us today. You can give us a call, you can email us, you can book an appointment by clicking on the button now, or you can leave us a comment below and we will get back to you. We look forward to seeing you online and in the studio soon.